Hey, John, welcome back for another teardown. I know today we're going to talk about Supply, which is one of the DTC darlings out there in the world. And as I understand it, they sell some high-end razors, which I'm clearly not using right now, but maybe you're in the market or maybe you're a customer. So looking forward to hearing your thoughts. How are things going today before we dive in?
Going well. I'm looking forward to the holidays.
Yeah, same here. Same here. Maybe there's somebody out there that's looking to gift one of these things or spend a little bit of that Christmas money on it. So let's dive in. Let's take a look. They have a pretty simple site to remember, supply.co. And I'll fire it up here and let's get some first impressions going on the homepage. So, first reaction here to the pop up and the shipment bar and everything else going on.
I don't like, as you know, dollar off and pop ups. I think that's an issue, but they are saying it's off of a specific item that's a bundle, right? So I almost wish they would just say secure a special price on this bundle or this starter set, or get your starter set at a special price instead of just saying take $20 off. I think that's the shortcut easy button for this instead of it immediately takes it into a discount instead of an offer. So I think we should do away with that.
Yeah, for sure. I'm curious, what would you expect to win in a test between take $20 off versus like get our starter set for like $50 with $75 crossed out? You know what I mean? Like just a visual representation or something, or like get a special introductory price for our starter set of $50, no discount mentioned visually or in the copy. Like, because to me, I think from the consumer perspective, I would expect the discount to perform better, which is why brands default to it. But I'm curious if you've seen anything to the contrary in our client tests or elsewhere.
Yeah, I would expect the second one that you mentioned, which is having the strike through price on here and showing what that is, would win over take $20 off. Here's why. I have no idea. $20 off what?
Mhm.
The starter set could be 200 bucks and my budget's 100. I just don't know. And I'm submitting my email address to say, give me the starter set for 20 bucks off, but I really don't know what I'm committing to. So I think that the best option here is to introduce somebody into what the price is. What are you getting yourself into? And then this will convert a lot higher.
Yeah, yeah. I will say product imagery is on point. In
Mhm.
fact, that case that the Razor's in kind of looks like an iPhone case, like even with down to the insert that you use to pull the phone out. So that's really cool. And I like that they're selling or at least promoting the bundle here because buying the Razor by itself is fine. But if you have the shave balm or whatever else is included, that probably improves the experience overall. And so giving somebody the opportunity to have the best possible experience with your product is probably a great way to lead things off.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll go ahead and close out of that. We've got a live chat widget here that I'll just minimize. And then we've got kind of a free shipping and lifetime warranty bar
Mhm.
up here in the top and a pretty simple navigation after that.
Yeah, I like the free shipping and lifetime warranty. It eliminates two major concerns right up front. Is there am I going to have a surprise shipping fee, which is always something we see consumers complain about. So eliminating that concern right up front is great. In fact, we've run a whole bunch of things in that promo bar and various tests. The only test that ever wins over everything else is free shipping. So it's the one that really should be up there. Consumers expect it, they want it, and they don't want to be surprised later. So you're really removing the skepticism that I'm going to add a bunch of stuff to my cart and then I'm going to have surprise fees. Lifetime warranty is great too. It kind of eliminates the quality concern right up front in terms of, hey, I think they're going to take care of me. I love the simple design. I'm not thrilled about the nav. I see that they sell a new era in grooming, no extra blades, no suspect ingredients, but I have no idea what that means. What exactly are they selling, right? It's a razor there, but grooming is such a big category, right? You look at things like Manscaped and all these other providers that have, everything from oils to trimmers to razors to all the accessories that come with that. So I think, shop could really be expanded. Not many people are going to be clicking on about. I would run some click mapping on that. The real reason here, people aren't ready to learn about the brand just yet. They want to know, am I in the right place? Is this selling the products that are going to solve my pain or need? And I don't feel like that's being addressed yet.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I agree pretty much universally. I think this is strong product photography, but I'd rather see that starter kit here or something a little bit more. I understand the Razor's probably the flagship product and that's how it all began, but some indication of what, like you said, the rest of the grooming products look like, because like ingredients for what? If I didn't see that pop up with some of that shave balm or shaving cream in there, like what ingredients do you have for a razor? So the product doesn't seem to align with the headline as closely as it probably could. But let's look at the nav real quick. So we mentioned about here not being super useful as it's currently existing, but maybe we break out some of these shopping categories into their individual elements. Is that what you were suggesting?
Yeah, I would raise those 5 categories up to the top. And,
Hmm.
we've run a lot of tests around having a logo brand in the middle of a nav and splitting the nav like they've done here versus having the logo and brand over to the left where, the vast majority of consumers have been trained, and then having the navigation come to the right of that. And I would almost recommend that here. I would move supply logo all the way over to where shop is, and then to the right of that, have razors, starter set, grooming essentials, skin essentials, and maybe just accessories. I think that would go a lot further and telling people exactly what they sell here. I don't know that I would have starter set in the navigation necessarily, only because a starter set of what? Right? I really don't know what I need there. That's a starter set that should go under, the categories, or it should be a great upsell, right? So if I'm looking at the razor, well, you can get this and it's 20 bucks off if you get the full set, right? Or you save 20 bucks by getting the full set.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And even down to some of the copy used here, like what is a grooming essential? Like, is a razor not a grooming essential? Don't you need a razor to kind of groom your face? Wouldn't skin essentials fall into that category too? Like it's a little messy here, and maybe that spurs exploration, and that's okay. But yeah, I wonder if there's a better term specifically, like if this is its own category or if this is just a subset of a bundle. Like, do you need this at all, and can you just
Mhm.
promote the higher level category? So I'm also curious, like maybe how would you feel about stealing a play from the blogging playbook and having an element here in the main navigation that's like start here, and that page is dedicated to the starter set, which I'm guessing is probably reflective of almost their entire product line, and just saying like start here, here's everything that we would recommend for a men's grooming routine, and we've created a product for each element of that. And so that's kind of maybe the introduction to the brand that feels a little stronger than just an about page. But what's your personal opinion on that idea?
I love that idea. I think it should definitely be tested. I think that that's one test idea that has a great hypothesis around. That is where new to file customers coming in, giving them a starting point is always going to convert higher. And otherwise, you're leaving it to them to figure out what to do next. And that's not going to convert as highly as clearly just telling people start here.
Yeah, I like that. And even the main CTA would say, start here or read our grooming guide or something like that. And then it would say, here's our philosophy on what a personal grooming routine should look like. And here are the products that align with each of those. And then they can explore the ones that seem to meet their needs or their pain
Yeah.
points.
Yeah,
So
I'm
let's
not in
go
love
back.
with that call to action either. Shop now. I would rather see something that's lower intent to purchase because people aren't ready to buy at this point.
Mhm.
So a lower intent call to action, something like learn more or start here, like you said, would be great. Something to get people into that next step. If I see shop now, I'm like, I'm still learning what you sell because based on what we've talked about so far, we have no idea exactly what they sell other than razors for sure because we've seen a picture of that. So nobody's going to really be ready to shop just yet unless they're a return customer. So I bet
Yeah.
if we segment it out, return customers on clicks there versus new to file customers, you probably see a lot of return customers clicking that and new to file continue to scroll.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. Okay, so then it looks like we're getting into a little bit of the backstory, a little bit of the value proposition here. This is they've really communicated with the lifetime warranty and this headline here that this razor is going to last you for a very long time, if not the rest of your life. So it's one of those heirloom kind of products. Then we get into some aftershave care. It looks like here,
Hmm.
and they're orienting this around the routine. But then this says starter kits, plural, which is the first time I've seen that used in a plural fashion. It previously has been presented as like this is the starter kit that you need to
Hmm.
get. So I'm curious if they actually do have multiples there. But again, product photography, design elements, like I don't have anything as far as a suggestion for improvement there. But so far, this looks like a fairly standard landing page or a homepage. Anything that's jumping out at you is something that they might want to test.
I think that this is all looking pretty good to me so far. You're getting down to telling the story. I'm understanding some of the products that they sell. I still, based on the imagery and that starter kit, the only things I really know for sure that they sell are a razor and a starter kit. And so, there's the products that are shown in that starter kit, but I just find it interesting that, if you continue scrolling down, now I have a really good understanding of some of their products. And this I almost feel like should be higher up, right?
Yeah.
And this should be right below the bottom, or excuse me, the main feature image. One thing that's missing here is clear call to actions. Why is there no call to action to tell people to learn more or view details? Again, you want a
Yeah.
low intent to purchase here because you want to dive them into the next step to get those details. But doing something like buy now is not going to perform as well because I'm not ready to buy a Skin Essentials kit. I want to learn the details of it. So tell people what to expect when they get in, view details.
Yeah.
So I love this product photography. I think they've done a great job keeping a clean design. I am a little bit frustrated in that there's nothing telling the consumer what to do for the next step.
Yeah, and this is the first introduction of social proof I've seen so far, which the GQ nomination here, I know they have it. I know enough about supply to know that they get covered in GQ and men's health and that kind of stuff. So I'm just wondering why, and even here it's fairly subdued, right? So
Mhm.
I would have expected to see that a little bit earlier in the homepage experience. But I agree with your assessment here, like especially if you get on mobile and these are stacked and it's just a wall of this light gray background, you probably expect to see some kind of a button or something there to learn more or to go ahead and start shopping that category. So yeah, and then what's confusing to me, and maybe you learn this through more research with the product, is like, okay, so they have blades and accessories here available, but then in the copy up above they say no extra blades, no
Right.
suspect ingredients. So I'm not sure exactly how to interpret that, and I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I wouldn't expect a razor to only need one blade, but it's just the way it's presented is a little bit confusing to me, and I just wonder if they maybe elaborate on that or prioritize wherever they do explain that and give it a
Mhm.
little bit more prominence to help me understand exactly what I'm getting into. Let's see here. All right, so there's some reassurance here. And then it looks like we're getting into the social proof here down at the very bottom. Anything jump out of you here at this section? Oh, there you go.
Mm,
Yeah.
I love that they've got, yeah, the social proof is there, which is great. I love they keep it to one sentence. My main concern is up above. As you said, though, it's a 100-year warranty. What are they warranting? The handle then? Because I'm seeing that it's only one blade you ever need, right? One razor is what they say. They're clear to say razor. My
Mhm.
concern is that that doesn't cover the blades. So
Mhm.
I'm kind of at a loss in terms of, is it the one razor that includes the blade that I'll ever need? Or are you saying it's one handle and I'll have to replace the blade? Again, that's not really clear, but the value prop as I understood it up above was I'll never have to buy another one of these again. But now I'm seeing, no, I do. I need to buy more blades.
Yeah.
So, which I was kind of shocked. I was like, oh man, however they did that, great. I've never seen where you haven't had to replace the blades before. But yeah, I don't know. I'm a little confused on that. So I think other consumers likely are too. But the social proof aspect is wonderful. I love that they have the quotes. Maybe if you scroll down just a little bit there and can you roll over another one of those? Does it change? If you click on
I
it,
think
it changes it.
yeah,
Wonderful.
yeah.
This is amazing interaction. We see this all the time where people mess this up by having the logos but not making them clickable. And consumers are going to come here and click. The number one thing we see for rage clicking is people clicking on social proof logos and expecting it to do something, but it doesn't.
Mhm.
So it's wonderful here that you can click on those and get the one line out of that article or review that really makes sense.
Yeah, totally agree. The only potential improvement there would be to host these pieces of coverage on your website somewhere and maybe link to those or give an option to actually see it because you could technically fabricate these, right? So to see the source material might be that last bit that somebody needs to make that purchase decision. One thing I wanted to talk about jumping back up here real quick is this caveat here. We're proud to offer free shipping and returns on orders over $35, but the shipping bar up here only says free shipping. And so it's a minor thing, but that could mislead customers. And I could see somebody feeling slighted to get to the end and realize that whatever their order didn't qualify for free shipping because it was below 35 and that wasn't a clear message to the average consumer there.
Yeah,
So I
that's
just wanted to call
interesting.
that out.
They also say 100-year warranty and lifetime, so which one is it? If I live to
Mhm.
101, I basically don't get the
You're done for.
warranty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just I think the conflicting stuff there on 2 big trust factors. you just hit on, right? You want to use the same language for warranties. Otherwise, people don't trust that warranty anymore. They think you're trying to do carve outs. And then, in terms of the shipping, you definitely don't want to play games there. If you've told people free shipping, give them free shipping.
Yep. So then we've got this customer example here, and it's animated. It's scrolling on its own. If I put my cursor over one of the images, it's a little bit delayed, but I think it stops, or maybe it's on a loop and yeah,
Mm.
I can't make it stop, I don't think, unless I hover there for a few seconds. I'm not exactly sure what's triggering the interaction, but it's not that many is the first thing I notice. It's maybe a handful, and then I keep seeing this guy come back around and everything. So, and when I click on them, they don't go anywhere. There's no destination. There's no like link to
Yeah.
the original Instagram post or anything like that. So while this is cool, like it feels underwhelming to me. Like if I saw some kind of portrait wall of hundreds of profile photos or something like that, that would be kind of crazy. Or if they had some actual captions from the original Instagram post or the email or the customer support message here, that would feel kind of cool. It just feels like this didn't really hit as hard as they probably wanted it to when they put the design together.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree completely. They're missing something here. It's just photos of people with the product. It's like, okay, people buy the product. That's really all this is telling me.
Mhm. All right, so we're almost to the bottom here. These are kind of what I was just describing. It looks like these are actual reviews. Oh, and if I click and drag,
Mm.
I can scroll through these. But I mean, that's probably the third different type of interaction that I've seen. We had the social proof where if I clicked on the brand name, it swapped out the this excerpt from the article or from the TV segment, and then this one auto scrolled, and I'm not really sure how I'm getting it to stop, but I am. And then this one is you have to click and drag, which is not a super intuitive experience, at least for me, on a laptop like this. I'm used to doing that on my phone or a tablet or something, but to have to click and drag these instead of having arrows. Oh, here are the arrows. Okay, so it works either way, it looks like. And now I'm seeing there are actually two rows and they're going opposite directions. So this is all very confusing to me as a user, but I don't know. Maybe I'm alone in that.
I also think it's just way too many reviews. People aren't reading these, and the reviews are way too long. Just pull out the one sentence that is the one main point you want made. I think that's like just saying by far the best razor I ever had. It's supply razor from here on out. Would in that one that you were just over is going to make way more sense than all that stuff in the middle, which is not that helpful. And then you really only need 3 of these and just share all 3 at once.
Yeah.
Anything else other than that, we find consumers just don't engage with it, and they're not gonna be able to retain that info.
Yeah, we give a lot of the same advice out because a lot of people make the same mistakes. But again, these are all 5-star reviews. There's no caveat or anything that would say a 4 or a 3-star review, which kind of lacks the realism of what online consumption is really like. I'd love to see a photo here next to this person's name, and but I do like that they have the actual product in here. And again, this could be fabricated if I'm just a skeptical person. Like maybe this Paul doesn't really exist and he didn't actually buy the single edge starter set, but at least Supply has taken advantage of this real estate to kind of promote that product and let you shop it directly if this particular testimonial stood out to you based on what it said. And they are linking to a bunch of additional reviews here at the bottom. So I like that. So maybe we'll get down to the footer here and see what they've got going on there and then hop over to one of the product pages.
Yeah, footer, I like that they tell people what you'll get if you sign up for the email, right? Only news and updates you need. I would like to see some expectation around how often. And then I'd like to see a privacy reassurance statement underneath. That would really drive this a lot further, I think, pretty quickly. So, in terms of getting those signups. In the footer, I'd also like to see the product navigation again. So the big categories should go on the left hand side. And then on the far right, instead of social, I'd like to see an actual address and contact information. So ideally, physical address. If you can't include that, include email and a phone number, way for folks to get a hold of you, and then have social stacked below those. It's just a huge trust factor to have that in your footer. People look for that all the time. And really here, I think, having the items on the left with the shopping items is just a really good way for people to continue their journey. If they've gotten all the way down to your footer, they're obviously interested in what you have to say in your products. Give them a way to continue that shopping journey.
Yeah, for sure. And even if they don't list out the actual products or the product categories, like I don't see any shopping link down here. So that's definitely a missed opportunity if somebody makes it all the way down here. And still wants to go explore farther. I guess you have the sticky nav, which is good. It's better than not having the sticky nav, but still, it'd be good to. And you have the real estate here to have just products or product categories and list 3 to 5 under there. So, what do you want to take a look at? You want to look at a razor or the starter set we've been talking so much about?
Yeah, let's do the starter set because I'm interested in what the other products are besides the razor.
Okay, cool. So this is the single edge starter set. We've got a kind of a dynamic image carousel here that I can click through with these arrows. It doesn't look like it's moving automatically, but the product photos at first glance are beautiful. And let's see. Okay, so
Mm,
you can set this, I'm guessing, with some kind of a screwing mechanism to bring the blade higher or lower and get a closer shave or a little bit of a more relaxed shave if you get razor burn or something like that. And then here's that blade supply that we talked about. So
mhm,
no extra blades, but I wonder if what they were really trying to communicate there. I'm seeing single, single, single. So it's a single bladed razor versus like the Gillette Mach 3 Turbo that's got 5 blades and all that kind of stuff. So maybe that's what they were getting at. But again, I'm a guy, and you might not believe it because I got a beard right now, but I know a fair amount about razors, and that was confusing to me. So there might be a language issue there. But yeah, what do you think about this product page at first glance?
At first glance, I love the subheader perfect shave one package. I think that's wonderful. It kicks people off right away that, okay, I get what I'm getting here. And then it wants me to dive in and learn more about that. I love the strike through price and the denoting what that actual savings is. And I love how they formed it as a bundle savings, right? That is great because now you've made it an offer, not a discount. And this is what I was talking about with that original pop up. This is the type of language they should be showing is, it's not 150, it's 130 if you give us your email address. But I'm also now wondering, I didn't give them their email address and I'm still getting 20% off this starter kit
Yeah.
or $20 off, excuse me. So,
Right.
I find that interesting. Afterpay here, I think it's much better to have that down by add to cart, generally right below the add to cart button. Having Afterpay up here, along with more info, we find ends up being a distraction. And people aren't necessarily concerned about that. So, testing having that down by add to cart as opposed to up right next to the price, I can see why they've done that here. Whenever we run a test, one of the variances to put it next to the price because you want to know. The other thing I would do here is break the stars and the count of reviews out onto its own line. The
Mm,
reason I would recommend that is that it's a lot of information altogether on that one line. So breaking that out, I think would help emphasize the bundle savings a little more, and also make sure people don't miss that there's almost 3,000 reviews and it's got an average of 5 stars. Like that's wonderful, and really kind of makes me think, okay, people love this.
yeah. I wonder about the reviews if that's actually specific to this product or if that's all the reviews that they've had. Because on the homepage under the review section, it said view 2,500 plus reviews. And those numbers are just similar enough where it makes me
Mhm.
wonder if this just takes you to the standard reviews page. And I wonder if it would be more powerful to tailor those specifically to this single edge starter set. So that if I click that, I only see reviews about this particular product
Mhm.
and I don't have to continue to search for somebody who bought the thing that I'm actually considering.
That's
What
a
about all
great
these
point.
variant selections? You've got different metals, it looks like, and then different finishes inside of the metals, I'm guessing. So let me pull up
Mhm.
one with the razor here and see if it swaps out. No, well, I guess it swapped the whole set of images out,
Mm,
maybe,
right.
because there appear to be fewer here. Yeah, so that's what it's doing. I don't know about that interaction. It would feel much more seamless to me if it would just swap this particular image, like the one that I have active, with the new metal and leave everything else the same. Well, you know what I mean? Swap out the image set,
Mhm.
but it's
Mhm.
always restarting me back to the starter kit, the first image with the new metal. I'd rather just see this image stay the same, but swap out the new metal. And in the background, all of these other images that are in the carousel are getting updated to reflect the selection I just made.
Yeah, that's a great point and can be very confusing. I'm also wondering, I'm being asked to make a decision between alloy and steel, but I have no what's the difference? Right?
Yeah.
And then that they have a nice little rollover, which I love that they've done that because without that I'd be completely lost and I would just go for the cheapest item. But it's a lot of technical language here. Like, I don't know, PVD chrome, what is that? I have no idea. Aerospace grade always sounds cool, but like, I don't know. So, yeah, I'm not necessarily concerned as much about what it's made of in terms of what the benefit is for me. Like, the alloy won't last as long as steel, or if I want a heavier weight in the handle, I choose steel, right? So, this is
Right.
like great for a lighter weight shave or something, get a little more control with a heavier handle. So something like that, I think, would go a lot further than just describing what the metal is.
Yeah, and something like this that I wouldn't consider to be something where performance is impacted significantly by the metal selection. It's not like a frame of an automobile or something like that, a piece of furniture or a home decor, even like what is the benefit of having alloy over steel? And even these tooltips, I'm not sure how I would activate those on a mobile device. And maybe they just don't exist. But without those, like you said, it could be pretty confusing, pretty ambiguous.
Mhm.
The scent, I think, is fine for. I'm guessing this is the post shave balm and stuff like that. So that seems fine to me. And I like some of this final reassurance right here under the add to cart button, but I'd like to see that a little bit more visually prominent, maybe with an icon or something like that, like a shield or something like that. I think they've done that elsewhere on the site, but a lot of other brands do that too. And I just find that a lot more compelling than kind of this buried, postscript looking stuff here right under the button.
Yeah, that's worth testing for sure. I wouldn't. I disagree with adding a shield here because that injects fear with consumers
Mhm.
at this stage. In the checkout, great place to have a shield, but at this stage, it's still too early in the checkout process or the funnel process to have a shield. But I do agree having icons here would make it like a quick glance reassurance.
Got it. This is a fairly long product page, so maybe we'll just do the next couple of sections and then we'll get out of here. But this looks like it's going to cover the contents. So you've got your razor, you've got some blades that go with it, which I'm guessing are in this top box, and then shave settings. But they don't yet get to the liquid materials, the shaving cream, the post shave balm. That's probably in this learn more link. So it feels like we don't need to know about the settings just yet. Just
Mhm.
literally lay out what comes in the box, and I'm excited to learn about that probably.
Yeah, the whole question I've had since they've introduced this concept of a starter kit with that pop up is what's in the kit. And I still don't know. I see in the images up above that there's shaving cream and post shave, but what makes those different than the cheap ones I can get at Target?
Right. And I'd love to see the actual razor here, like on the homepage. Take the lid off, show me the actual. I realize this is how you're going to receive it when it shows up to your home, but I'd like to see the actual razor. That's the flagship product. That's the thing that has this revolutionary aerospace grade metal attached to it. So it's like, yeah, let me see the thing. It's beautiful. Right. And then they get into some copy here about, why you don't need five blades, I'm guessing. And then here's where you get into the liquid. So I don't know. I still think that it's worth testing, putting these all together and kind of simplifying the page to get somebody more quickly through the whole I'm learning about the product and then I'm ready to go ahead and buy. Maybe we'll just let me see what's under here. Yeah, let's just do this one and then wrap up because you can see I'm only a third of the way down this page. So it's quite the sales page. Maybe we'll have to come on with a follow up at some point.
Yeah, I agree with you on this. Having what exactly is in it up above is going to go a lot further. One thing I do say about product detail pages is that a long product detail page is generally okay because
Mhm.
consumers, if they're truly interested in learning about everything in here, they will scroll. So it's okay to do that. I'm not opposed to a long page as long as it's helpful content along the way. So, all in all, though, I think they've done a really great job here. I love the clean design of the site. It's not cluttered. The photography is simple, but yet effective and great. I love that they've got video content and then upsells. Again, they need some way to view details on those call to actions. This is where I get really frustrated with reviews and all is that I'm allowed to just click a button and write my own review. Consumers see that and they immediately distrust the reviews because they think anyone can come leave a review. So you could pay people to just leave a review without buying your product. I do love the search that they had there. I do love that they say verified and have a lot of photos in it, include the date, which is nice. So I think there's a lot of trust signals and they're doing a decent job with these reviews. I would say get rid of the write a review button and you're probably right up there. The only other thing I would suggest, add a reply to some of these reviews to show that you're actively engaged in customer service. That
Yeah.
would really be it.
Yeah, and next level, maybe even I know you can search, but it'd be cool to just be able to one click filter reviews by the product that was bought. And because you've already displayed that you can do that with the testimonials on the homepage and at least tell us what product that person bought. So you have the data. If you could build a tool here to quickly let me see like who bought the starter set and exactly what did they say about that, that would be next level, I think. So all in all, supply team, I think you're doing a fantastic job. I mean, our job is to come in here and try to find opportunity. And so that's kind of what we focus on. But this is one of the better sites I've seen, and like I said, it's one of the direct to consumer darlings that I see thrown around the internet a lot, and for good reason, I would say. So, John, any parting words before we sign off?
I would wholeheartedly agree with that. This is one of the better ones we've done in the Teardown series, and I look forward to continuing to watch their journey. I also hear quite a bit about it. So,
Yeah, awesome. All right, thanks so much for joining us, John. We'll see you on the next one.
all right.